is paid to take care of the animals every day. And it's just never enough. So we always need volunteers. So if you're out there listening and you're 16 years of age or older and you're looking to do something, we are open 7 days a week and would love to have you come out to walk dogs or any of whatever your talents are. I have no doubt we could use them to help us.
I think that'd be a good project for some of the different clubs for the high schools, the civic groups and so forth. That would be a wonderful. You've been listening to Teresa Clifton, Executive Director of the Brevard Humane Society. I'm Jean Newell, your host with Waterview Realty, and we're talking about animals, and we're talking about pets, and all the different things that we need to know. Today is the February the 27th, and tomorrow is National Spay Day. Talk a little bit about that, Teresa. What exactly what does that involve? I think a lot of people don't even know the difference between spay and neuter. Let's even explain that.
Yes, you are absolutely right. And we are very excited about Spay Day. That is in recognition of our zero population growth. As most people are aware, there are too many animals in the United States that are killed, that are healthy and adoptable, but there's just too many of them. And the only way to break that chain is to spay or neuter your pet. So if your child wants to see the miracle of birth, of life coming, they can always go to their local shelter because there's always a pregnant something in there that they can witness the miracle of birth. So the Spay Day was created basically to bring awareness and in the hopes that people would take their pet, their cat or their dog in and have it spayed or neutered. And of course, if you have a female cat or dog, it is called a spay. And if you have a male cat or dog, it is called a neuter. And the males have it a lot easier because theirs is just a little snip. But the girls have a little surgery. It's like women do when we have a hysterectomy, right. And it's permanent and it doesn't harm them. Actually, it bonds the animal-human relationship much closer when they are spayed or neutered because the pet no longer has that instinctual drive to mate, to procreate. Mm-hmm. And you also don't hear a lot of the cat wallowing and the dogs running off because they no longer have that drive in them. And it also is healthy in many beneficial ways for the animal because they avoid getting certain cancers that they would be susceptible to had they remained intact.
Exactly. I think there's a size and a weight when they get spay. Is it spayed or spay? How do you do the past tense? I don't know. Anyway, spay. I have a friend who had puppies, and she had to wait till they were 2 pounds before they could be spayed because they were tiny. They're going to be tiny adults anyway.
Yes.
Didn't know if you happen to know that off the top. But I always wonder about these little chihuahuas. How do they operate on them? Tiny little tools.
Well, an owned pet, most of the spay or neuter procedures require that the animal be at least 2 pounds and 4 to 6 months old. An animal from a shelter, obviously you want to get it out of the shelter as quickly as possible. So they have to be 2 pounds or 2 months old. Cats, on an average, grow 1 pound a month from birth until they're an adult. And the same with puppies, dogs, with the exception, of course, of the tiny teacup breeds. And those, they want to give them a good 6 months under their belt so that they are stabilized and ready for that surgery.
Let's talk about the spay center that you have. So there's no reason why you can't get your dog spay or neutered. Talk about that.
Absolutely.
That new community or a new location.
Yes, in honor of Spay Day, we are doing free cat spay or neuters at our clinic on Cox Road. You have to call in and get it scheduled because, of course, our veterinarian would go insane if she had like them out the door. But
here's a litter of kittens, 12 of them. Would you spay them all right now?
Yeah, and we do have money, grant money from the spay neuter tag that the state of Florida has put out, was a $25,000 grant, and we are offering free spay neuters to cats, whether they are free roaming community cats or feral, or if they live in underprivileged homes and it's simply not done because they can't afford it. We are more than happy to line them up and spay or neuter them so that there aren't more brought out. And the facility you were talking about that we opened on Merritt Island is an additional adoption center so that the overflow that comes into our facility and the county facilities, that we have room for them to have a place to go, because usually space is the issue because so many come to us and we can only handle so many. I think we can handle up to 200, but on a daily basis we are full. So the county has to take in all of the overflow, and they want to be a no-kill as well, and we want our whole county to be a no-kill. So that's what our goal is, and Spay Day is a wonderful way to make that happen, because the more that are spayed or neutered, the less are born into a community that has no room for them.
Exactly. And so what was the cost again? It's free, and some cases are very low cost if it's not Spay Day.
Yes, if it weren't for the grant, or if you had a dog, the cost is about a third of what it would cost at your local vet's office, because we're lining them up and doing them, and the assumption is that your pet is healthy. Mm-hmm. So you could get a cat neutered for $35, or your cat spayed for $50, and the dogs, though they go by a weight, but it could be as little as $50 to get your dog spayed or neutered. And these are very important things to consider if you want your pet to live a long time. I witnessed a golden retriever, beautiful dog. It was 5 years old. The people never had him neutered because they thought he would make great puppies. Well, unfortunately, he contracted testicular cancer. And they brought him to us to have him euthanized in our chapel because he was suffering. He was dying from testicular cancer, and it could have been avoided if he would have had that surgery.
I know, and we're finding out that our pets are catching a lot of our human quote unquote diseases. And I'm wondering, it's because we're giving them scraps of some of the things we're eating that's not good for us, and they're picking up some of these things from refined sugars and processed foods. On these, back to the feral cats, though, my understanding is you catch a wild cat, you bring it, which is a feral cat, right? Mm-hmm. You bring them in, you decide as a neighbor, I'm going to have this cat spayed, because I forgot what the mathematical thing is, but like one cat over a period of like a year with their offsprings and everything else, figuring half the litter would be females, that there could be like 69 cats all from one cat, as far as it might even be more than that. I don't know if you know those figures.
Yeah, I have been quoted as saying statistically what I saw online was, if you take a female cat, her mate, and all their offspring, because female cats do not have a monthly cycle. Right. They can ovulate at will, and they can have up to 8 or 10 in a litter. Right. And if only half of them are female, they also do not have a family set up, so they can all mate together. Over the period of 9 years, you can create over 11 million cats.
Oh, my word.
Statistically, it does blow your mind.
Oh, my word. 11 million. And now, when you have a feral cat and they spay them, so just so you know that you're not picking up another one, don't they clip their ear or something and make a little mark on their ear so you know that cat's already been done?
Yes. We ear tip. It is the top triangle out of the upper corner of the ear of one of the ears that we ear tip, so that even from a distance, if you saw a cat and it was missing that little triangle at the top corner, you would know that cat had been spayed or neutered, mm-hmm. which is wonderful because it means it's not creating anymore.
Exactly. So that's, I know I have a friend in Tennessee that picks up feral cats, and she's bringing them to the Humane Society up there. We do have a lot of listeners all over the United States. So again, we've given you a lot of information that's been Brevard County focused, But go see your local shelter no matter where you live. Get involved with the Humane Society no matter what county, what city, what state you live in. Support the national, but support your local Humane Society because they're probably all set up very similar to yours. Is that correct? That you're looking for community involvement. Let's talk about some of your fundraiser. You have an event coming up in March, not too far off in the distant future. Is that the Pause on Catwalk? Is that what it is? Pause on the Catwalk.
Yes, probably. The Pause on the Catwalk. It is a fashion show fundraiser at the Melbourne Auditorium. It's from 10 to 4 on Saturday, March 18th. And we have some community celebrities who will be modeling.
I was going to say the cats are not going to be dressed up modeling the catwalk, right? It's human beings who'll be modeling. They'll be taking a cat with them down the runway. Is that the idea?
Actually, it's funny that we call it catwalk because we have the dogs that are up for adoption are modeling in the show with the models. And so we have a fabulous lunch. And then we do the walk, the catwalk, and all of the models are out collecting, raising money, and we will crown the king or queen of the catwalk of who raises the most money for the Humane Society.
What are ticket prices for that?
The tickets are $30 a piece, and we do have some sponsorship and table sponsorships available. You can go again to brevardhumanesociety.org and pull it up. Yeah, it intermingles. If you go to .com, it takes you to .org. So but all of that sponsorship information and everything is there. You can get your tickets online there. You can donate money to any one of the models. They have their modeling pictures up there, and they just have a really great time doing it, and it's a really great fundraiser for the animals. And we get animals adopted there sometimes too, so we're excited about that.
All right, and the other thing is your thrift shops. That's another fundraiser that you have that helps support the Humane Society here locally. How many locations do you have now?
We now have 5 locations. Since we serve animals from Mims to Palm Bay and Grant, we now have a thrift shop in Titusville, and we have one in Merritt Island and one in Rockledge and one in downtown Melbourne, and now we have one in Palm Bay on Palm Bay Road.
They can get those addresses off of the website at brevardhumanesociety.org or .com.
Yes.
Either one.
Both of them.
Sounds good. So if you've got some furniture, what do you accept? I know you accept furniture and household goods and things. What else do you accept?
We take just about anything that is resellable, including if you got a car or a boat, a RV, and you want to donate it. It's all tax deductible as long as you have a clean title to it. We will take it off your hands. We have volunteers who will fix them up if they are in need of work, and then we sell them, and that money goes to take care of the animals at the shelter, and we give you a nice letter for the tax man.
That's right. We just had GI Tax on a few weeks ago, giving tips on taxes, and this is another good one. Charity.
Absolutely.
You get a nice receipt from that. Those are some wonderful things that you can do to get involved. Any other tips besides donating on the website, going to your events, going to the thrift shop, anything else that might be a great tip for someone if they want to get involved somehow, but perhaps they don't have a lot of money to donate, but besides their time, what else can they do?
Oh, absolutely. If they're cleaning out their closets and they're having a garage sale and they don't want their neighbors to know the ratty sheets or towels they have, bag them up and bring them to us because our dogs and cats don't care. Every day they need clean sheets and bedding. Also, your toilet paper roll left over, on your paper towel roll left over, the brown ring that you throw in the trash.
For? Toys?
We use them. We have small critters. We have rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, gerbils. They're chewing on it. We get birds in, and they, everybody wants to gnaw on something. So we make toys out of them, and it's a very inexpensive way. So people who have no budget, they can still contribute and help.
That's wonderful. If you've got any kind of an animal, how about big animals, horses? Do you have a place that you can, a ranch? I know there's a ranch across the street from Cox Road, but.
Well, we do have a barn out back. It hasn't seen it. Well, it had 4 horses out there last year, but we found them all at home.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But yeah, we pretty much take in whatever we can.
I appreciate you joining me today as we've been listening to Teresa Clifton, the Executive Director of Brevard I can't even talk tonight. BrevardHumaneSociety.com or .org. Go there, check it out, donate, get involved, go to the functions, enjoy your pet, give your pet a big hug, and it's all about, we're just trying to spread the love here, right? Thank you so much for joining.